Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Yo, it's Metals Day. Everyone get your metal music ready. Time for some guitar solos. The Crier!
Prepare to hear the race's next challenge. Let's find out where our fierce competitors are bound.
Didn't they already say at the start of this thing that we were going to, like, the 3 capitals or whatever? Like, surely we're bound for the next capital city.
To recap, the 20 candidates with the current highest approval on the King's Rock will be the only ones to proceed. All others will be disqualified.
Oh, so I guess it's scripted that you get to 20th place no matter what by the end of this, right? Otherwise, the story would have to change if you weren't in the top 20. I wish I had realized that before I made that bet before, because I would have known that I had to be in the top 20, and the odds of being in the top 10 were very small.
I'd say the results of the exhibition are sure to have spread by now. Let's have a look at the standings, shall we? In first place, the undisputed winner, bane of sea monsters and savior of the people, our very own Sanctifex Forden! And the traitor Luis in second, despite not actually being in the race. But in third, we have the warrior monk captain, Master Guido! Furthermore...
In the end, everyone but Luis is just representing the Sanctus Church.
What's your point? I dare say that's a relief. We'll finally be done with all this chaos. A return to normalcy.
Ha! Normalcy. Funny how it's only the rich who miss how things used to be. But now Count Luis has the people behind him. He'll save the common man.
Yes, we're all keeping our ears out for a response from Luis's faction. But we do have one standout who's seen a stunning jump in popularity since the exhibition. The lad responsible for exposing the sins of the Sanctoress Joanna. Valiant human slayer. Yes, it's the young Elda.
Right. Wasn't expecting that one. Nameless to famous in a single night. Just like that, he's in the top 20.
Oi, crier man. Where's the windbag? The one what acted all high and mighty over a tiny human head.
Who? Oh, right, that Gladel or something. No sign of him, probably saw the writing on the wall and dropped out.
So it really was all talk then? A disgrace to the Rusum, hiding his inadequacy behind Luis's authority.
But the boy candidate isn't the only one in the spotlight. We've a rising star by the name of Katharina.
Katharina made it into the top 20? I guess it makes sense because we need to encounter her more throughout the events.
Some big ideas, that girl. I hear she plans to put a price on every wealthy head if she takes the throne.
It's really concerning that someone in the top 20 is saying, hey, if someone is above a certain net worth, then we should kill them.
And what's wrong with that? If they're sitting on most of the kingdom's money, they can afford to hire a little extra security every day. Let them sweat it out.
Now here's a surprise. We've got a Mastari candidate still in the running.
Oh.
And my sources say they hail from, well, Verga Island.
Mustari is like the major tribe that we do not have any connection with in like any fashion. No follower, no team member, nothing. So there has to be a Mustari character coming up that's going to be one of my last 2 followers, maybe even a team member. Chat, in the last rank up with Katharina, she said she was going to drop out and support us, but then she didn't drop out because the guy backing her and all the people following her like told her not to, and she was worried about what would happen if she did, I think is what happened.
A pagan island, eh? But they're filthy barbarians. Besides, nobody could compare to Lord Milo.
The final roundup's actually looking pretty diverse. We're just about ready to announce the next leg of the race. And That's the bell! Thank you for waiting, ladies and gents. It's time to begin the second round of the tournament for the throne! First of all, congratulations to the 20 who have won their places on the King's Rock. You are now officially the winners of the first round. Let's give them a hand!
Who is that Don Corneo ripoff on the far left? Please let me kill him.
No sign of Luis. Even if he does plan to take over, suppose he's still not eager to play by their rules.
I haven't seen Junah this morning either.
I heard some noble say she had a job suddenly come up. Better that the audience doesn't see her with us, anyway.
Now, at long last, we are ready to announce their next challenge. This time, the task for the candidates is recovering and offering a divine relic!
What? A relic?
Don't worry, we're happy to explain everything. You'll not want to forget this, so we've arranged for you to hear it from an unforgettable voice!
Chat, why does this Mustari guy look like some kind of alternate form of Rook Chessmon? Dude straight up has the castle chess piece as his head.
To tell us more, please welcome to the stage our guide, our songstress, the lovely Lady Junah!
How much hairspray does it take to get your hair to do that, girl? Also, please put on a shirt.
Her sudden obligation revealed, I suppose.
Chosen heroes! Your next destination is Altaberry Heights, the capital of the Principality of Montario. You are to gather there by the deadline, with a divine relic in hand to offer the Sanctus Church. Tragically, there are still heathens in this land who choose to reject sanctism. They care nothing for salvation. They cling to strange idols, calling them divine relics, believing them gifts from their eldritch gods. But their rituals are unstable, and their relics just primitive magic tools. It is time we put an end to this misguided witchery. Take these relics from the pagan's grasp and bring them to the birthplace of sanctism, Altaberry Heights in Montario.
What is, Forden is a rogue, right, Chad? The people who just have really long lifespans, and then they, like, put markings on their faces, like Grius?
Please deliver them to their rightful place in God's hands. May all our aspiring heroes be blessed with good fortune and the favor of God. I pray for your success.
Got a real presence before a crowd, doesn't she? Positively plucks at your heart.
Oh. Focus, Iceland, focus.
By the deadline of the second round, Altaberry will begin the festivities for the autumnal Montario Saints' Day. This two-day event kicks off on Saints' Day Eve, with the main celebrations on the day proper. And this year's event will be historic. His Eminence, Sanctifex Forden, will be personally sealing the collection of the pagan relics. To celebrate, the songstress Junah will be dedicating a ceremonial song. You won't want to miss this, folks. Now, ladies and gentlemen, on my mark, let the second round of the tournament for the throne begin!
They're unabashedly ordering them to steal relics from pagan land now. That's plunder! They would steal our very culture! That candidate's a Mustari. Small wonder he's so aghast. Forden's stooping to a new low.
What new low?
By and large, the Mustari are a pagan people. Their relics are cultural touchstones, vital to their hearts and faiths. And Forden's just ordered us to loot them as we please.
But in our case, we won't even know what we're doing until Luis gives the order.
Either way, we're bound for Altaberry. It's further east. We've a long trip ahead of us.
Oh, my shoulder hurts. I don't care if it's the Crown Theocracy. You'd think they'd ask me a little sooner than the morning of.
Still managed to put on a hell of a show for him. Lady Junah, Count Luis has sent for you. And you lot too, I suppose.
Looks like our first job's come in.
These men have me running all over.
Men, am I right, chat?
We're back, Lord Luis.
Funny, isn't it? Since the Gladell incident, you've been inseparable from this gang.
Well, one has to keep one's chauffeur in line, don't you think?
Hey, heard you got a gig at the Sanctus Festival? Good on ya!
I like Basilio. He's just, he passes the vibe check, chat. He just always seems so like, oh man, we're all pals, we're all buddies, I just want to have a good time. It's the kind of dude you'd like, you know, I don't drink, but it's the kind of guy that you would want to go have a drink with. You know, like just hang out on a weekend, right?
Thanks. Though I don't know if it's worth celebrating. Seems to me it's to keep Lord Luis in check. Putting me on stage the whole time might keep you from crashing their Saints' Day party.
And if we try anything, they'll use it as an excuse to blacklist you. Just the kind of shite you'd expect from those Sanctist stooges.
You need fear nothing. It is Forden who now stews in his dread. That he seeks the divine relics is common knowledge. But who would simply give up an idol on par with the god's reverence? He has all but commanded that we take it by force.
This relic idea was Godot's, right? I vaguely remember that cutscene from last time.
The king's magic ruined his schemes. You humiliated him in the public eye. And in one desperate final grasp for authority, the fool has placed his fate in my hands. Forden's game will soon end. Let us at least give him the finale he deserves.
What do you mean, a finale?
What? Do you need to hear it repeated? I will give Forden his death.
And what of the king's magic?
You'll see soon enough. For now, you need only follow my orders. Your task is to obtain a certain divine relic on my behalf. The artifact in question is a lance known as Dracodius.
Yo, that lance sounds sick.
Dracodios. The Draco implies something to do with dragons, I presume?
Suffice to say, the lore behind this particular relic intrigues me. You will acquire it in time for Saints' Day, and bring it to me.
Pretty high stakes, my lord. You sure you want this crop of novices on the job?
Rest assured, my other agents have their own relics I've assigned them to pursue. I've no urgent need for this lance, nor for them, should they fail.
I'll go along and keep an eye on them, shall I? You can bet that if they try and run off with the relic, I'll put a stop to it.
You certainly are attached to them, aren't you?
Well, it's their first formal assignment in your service, after all. I can be your eyes and ears.
So be it then. You may act accordingly.
I'm really curious on if Luis actually trusts Junah. I have a feeling Luis does not trust anyone who is not Luis. So I'm interested to see how that goes when, like, if it's gonna be a case of him being like, yeah, of course I knew Junah would betray me, when Junah, you know, reveals that she's a traitor, or he finds out, if he doesn't know already.
So, my lord, where can we find this fancy lance?
Find your clues elsewhere. You have nothing further from me. Prove you think as well as you fight. May we both find success in the pursuit of our shared vision.
Well, we're back at the inn. So far, the only thing we know for sure is that it's called the Dracadios. I probably mispronounced it. I guess we got no choice but to go somewhere else and try and get info. Let's go. All right, search for clues about the Divine Lance. I can do that, theoretically. Dracadios, huh? Might be worth heading towards somewhere crowded to see what we can find out. I keep thinking triangle opens the menu. What game have I been playing where triangle opens the menu, chat? Why do I keep thinking it's triangle? Is it triangle in Cyber Sleuth? Although in Cyber Sleuth, I'm not using a PlayStation controller because I'm playing Complete Edition on the Switch. Which means triangle on the Switch is X or Y? I think it's X. Maybe that's what opens it on, Next Order! It's triangle in Next Order, and I recorded Next Order with Slyro last night. You're so right, Vincent. You're so right. Last night, I was holding my PlayStation 5 controller. I recorded like 3 videos with Slyro in Next Order, and it is triangle to open the menu. Thank you. That was gonna drive me insane. Oh, Junah's Masked Dancer starts at, like 5. That's nice. Okay. Masked Revelry. Recovers a medium amount of caster's MP every turn. Restores more if our... Ooh. That's really nice, and that's the kind of thing that I'd want to, like, be able to put on other characters as well. Heavy magic fire damage to all enemies. Interesting. Recovering MP every turn is sick for multiple characters. Junah has as much attack as Heisme, which I find very funny. She is our frailest character. I didn't realize that Heisme has better defenses than Stroll. That might just be because of the equipment he happens to have. Okay, good stuff. Oh, well, Stroll's defense is also probably down because he's the Brawler, and the Brawler is a bit of a frailer class.
Wonderful.
Bum, 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 bum. Okay, where am I gonna find some info about this freak? I want to kill you. Jin. If you pledge your support for Jin, then you too could, candidate. Not only that, but the impudent Elda who dared to interrupt my speech. Have you come to interfere again? What's with the change in attitude? Earning the support I need is all that matters. What reason do I have to flatter a rival? What an obnoxious toad. What's the world coming to if a scuzz bucket like him can be a notable candidate? Scuzz bucket.
That's terribly unfair.
Did you hear that speech of Milo's? Beauty is all he said, among other such nonsense. How disgraceful. Of course, there's more to the world than beauty. When did this country become so full of fools?
Now.
You're the fool here, day in, day out. All I hear is whining about Milo. There's really nothing to be jealous of, you know. I'm yours.
Wonderful.
Oh, man.
Well met.
Where do I need to go? I get so turned around in Brylehaven. I feel like I don't know the layout of this place at all. You know why? It's because of the needing the ferries to get around. Before we go anywhere else, when I try to get information around here, okay, so you need me to talk to someone specific around here?
How fine.
All these able-bodied candidates gathering for the exhibition of the brave. This is the best. Can't wait to see them showcasing their skills in the Coliseum. Those perfectly chiseled muscles straining against brutal beasts. Sure, yeah, but we gotta go eat beforehand, remember? So let's just tone it down.
Wonderful.
Have you heard the songstress Junah sing before? People love to talk about her looks, but they're missing the real appeal. Just listen to her, you'll understand. She sings and it's like charging into battle. Can't imagine what kind of life led her to sing the way she does. Nothing you or I can imagine. No, sir. You look like you're part of the clergy. Hear that, Elda? You got some nerve. How dare you show your face in front of a believer? You had a Sanctoris executed simply to improve your status, didn't you? A moral blasphemous Elda. And it's not just your filth. Lately, there's been pagans loitering around here, despoiling these areas too. You tainted barbaric tribe shall be punished by his eminence Forden.
Hey there.
Wow, did you hear what he said through all that crap about there being pagans nearby? At least we got something out of this diatribe other than a headache. I wonder if one of them is still around. Let's search. Well, if he's talking about pagans, then it's probably a Mustari. Is there a Mustari nearby that I can ask about the lance?